Hi folks, Charlie Shelton with Disneyland News Today, back once again to try some tasty treats. We're here at River Belle Terrace in the border between Frontierland and Adventureland to try their new breakfast menu. This is an all-new breakfast menu. All of the entrees on this menu are new, and we've ordered all of them. So let's dive right in. First up, let's start with the New York steak and eggs. This is comes with an avocado crema, O'Brien potatoes, tomato arugula salad. So I don't think these are O'Brien potatoes because they are tater tots. Also, this is prime rib and not New York steak, I believe, right? It looks like prime rib to me. We do have the arugula salad, no tomato, but arugula. So let's give this a shot. Yeah, that's prime rib. It's good. It's really good. And you know, a prime rib and eggs breakfast for $18. That's not bad. That's really good. It's a little, you know, like prime rib is prime rib. It's got the good prime rib flavor, but it kind of comes together with whatever the rub or seasoning on the outside, or you know, sometimes the horseradish sauce or something like that. This is just a slab of kind of plain prime rib, so like, you know, go into it with that expectation. It's nothing huge. You know, it's not really a showpiece, but it's a slice of prime rib to have for breakfast, so you can't be upset about it. And the eggs are just sunny side up eggs. We do have a little avocado mash down here beneath the prime rib. We have an avocado mash, and here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. All right, so as you can see, we have some avocado mash down here towards the bottom underneath the prime rib. And let's try that with these. So I'm thinking there seems to be tomatoes mixed in with the tater tots. So maybe it's a potatoes O'Brien made with tater tots? Oh, that avocado mash is fun. The tater tots are fine. I don't know how they work as a potatoes O'Brien, but you know, well, I guess for a potatoes O'Brien, it's just, you know, regular potatoes. So I guess it does work. They're a little plain. They're not really even that salty. That avocado mash is fun though. It's bright and fresh, and it's nice to have something on here, you know, to go with the arugula that's a little lighter and brighter, because the prime rib and the eggs are going to be very, very heavy. So it's nice to have something that's a little brighter and brings a pop of color and freshness to this plate. All right, well, that's great. Let's keep going. Let's move on to the Benedict. This is the hot honey fried chicken Benedict. It comes with poached eggs, sauteed spinach, and hollandaise sauce served with fresh fruit. So I'm gonna steal that back. This looks really good. This looks really good. I'm excited for this one. Ooh. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. So, that's a little spicy, not too hot. The hot honey is a qualified hot. That's definitely manageable. But the flavor, wow. That hollandaise sauce is just spectacular. And the chicken, it's a little dark meat chicken thigh. breaded and fried, really good piece of fried chicken. And then on top of that, you have the hot honey. That's amazing. That's so good. The honey, the hot honey is soaking down into the biscuit, so it turns the biscuit orange. And then blending in with the poached egg, running a little bit, and the hollandaise sauce, it's just fantastic. That is really good. Even the spinach, I don't mind eating spinach, you know, if it's covered in hollandaise sauce. Oh, that's interesting. That's like garlicky almost. That's fun. That brings some complexity to it. I kind of got that garlicky flavor in the whole thing overall, but I guess it's directly from the spinach. That's fantastic. All right, well, that's a winner. Let me try the other Benedict here. All right, so this is the other Benedict they have on the menu. This is the fried shrimp and catfish Benedict. It is poached eggs, sauteed spinach and hollandaise sauce, served with fresh fruit, the same as the other one. They just swapped out the hot honey fried chicken for fried shrimp and catfish. So, and here at the risk of completely deconstructing it, I do want to take a look inside to see what's in there. So, all right, let me show you what I'm looking at here. So as you can see, we have some fried shrimp down here and some little catfish pieces. So let me try and reconstitute this. Okay. Okay. It's a little less complex, I think. I still have the garlickiness from the spinach and the fantastic hollandaise sauce, but the shrimp doesn't bring as much life as that chicken does. I don't know if it's the breading on the fried chicken that's different than this, or what it is. Yeah, the shrimp just doesn't work as well somehow. And I can't really put my finger on it as to why. You know, all things being equal, you'd think that shrimp would work really well here, but I don't know, somehow it's just not, it's not as impressive as the other one. It's not, let's try just a little piece of this catfish on its own. Yeah, even the catfish, you know, it's, I don't want to say milder of flavor. There's just not as much going on, I think. It's a more one-note song in the batter and the way it's done. Granted, the hot honey brought a lot to the other one, but even just the chicken on its own, I think the breading is better, and it takes the fry a little bit better than the shrimp and the catfish. So it's not bad, it's just not as amazing as the hot honey fried chicken. So let's get into, this is the barbecue brisket southern breakfast skillet. This is beef brisket, pimento cheese sauce, avocado crema, and O'Brien potatoes. Once again, our O'Brien potatoes are tater tots. And we've got plenty of barbecue brisket here underneath the eggs. The brisket is only okay, whereas the prime rib is like really well cooked, and it's a great piece of meat. This seems almost more like burnt ends, where it's like the leftover pieces of meat. It's cubed and it's covered in barbecue sauce, which is fine. You want barbecue sauce on a good brisket. But it should be a good brisket at the core, and I just don't think this one is, unfortunately. I think this is more of a, like a pre-made, quick-cooked brisket meat that's then chopped up and doused in barbecue sauce, which, is fine, and it's kind of what's to be expected. This isn't really a barbecue joint, and so I'm not overly upset about it, but it's also like, it could be better, Let's try the rest of it here. That pimento cheese is all over. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting flavor combination with the barbecue. It's creamy with almost a peppery character. Like it's a pimento. It tastes like pimentos. If you've ever had one, you know what it is. But if you haven't had a pimento on its own outside of an olive, it's almost peppery, like red peppery. Not spicy, but like a red bell pepper a little bit. Let's try this avocado crema sauce. Yeah, I think unfortunately that's getting a little lost in the spiciness. There is a little bit of heat, I think, to the pimento cheese. I think there's a little bit of heat to that, but a negligible amount. It's nothing too intense. Let's try just some of this avocado. That's fine. It just tastes like avocado. I don't think it's really bringing a whole lot to the dish. It's just a tiny drizzle on top. The base of it is the potatoes O'Brien, which we've had on other plates so far, and the barbecue brisket, which is kind of only okay. And this is a sizable portion of fried potatoes and beef in barbecue sauce and eggs. Like, there's not really a whole lot here. Like with the avocado mash, there was a hefty amount. In the arugula salad, with the steak and eggs, there was a hearty amount of it. A good enough amount to where you can kind of switch back and forth through your meal to cleanse your palate from the heavier fried things. I just don't think there's enough here to switch around. It's kind of all deep and heavy and fried. So, all right, let's move on. Next up is the avocado toast. This is everything basil seasoning, cherry tomatoes, arugula, and roasted chickpeas. So this is kind of a dish I'm familiar with, but I gotta say the best avocado toasts that I've ever had have come from weird little hipster coffee shops, not so much restaurants, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Yeah, okay. It's not the best avocado toast I've ever had. It just kind of tastes like everything you see on there. Avocado and the seasoning and the arugula and oil and vinegar on that. Tomatoes, onions. Yeah, it's good. And after trying all of this heavy, fried, intense food, it's really nice to switch it up. I think having half the plate is the tater tots here. It's nice to have the fruit and the avocado toast because it's a little bit lighter and it's got like vegetables and like real fresh stuff. So it's nice to have that. And I think in a day full of fried churros and everything else that you're going to have here at Disneyland, I think it's kind of nice to take the plant route when you can get it, the fresh arugula and the fresh avocado and stuff. It's kind of nice to be able to vary it. So and the fruit is good. It's just kind of plain fruit on the plate, and that's come with several of these. But it's nice again to mix up from the heavier fried stuff into something a little bit lighter as a side dish. So as I extol the virtues of lighter foods, now I'm moving on to the biscuits and gravy. This is fried pork belly, country chicken gravy, and house-baked biscuit. So this is probably the heaviest thing on the table. It's biscuits covered in heavy gravy with fried pork belly. But I gotta say, I am a huge biscuits and gravy fan, so. Oh. Mmm. Wow. That is a glue bomb, but boy is it good. And the pork belly is a lot more pleasant than I thought it was going to be. That's really good. That works really well. It comes with these, I don't know what these are. Fried chicken skins, maybe? Yeah, they're like either pork or chicken skins, cracklings, or chicharron. I really, they're good, but I don't think I need them. Biscuits and gravy on their own are spectacular. Biscuits are nice and light and fluffy. That's a really good biscuit. And the biscuit kind of, you know, is the base, the bottom level of the entree for the Benedict, but it's not something where you're gonna walk away being like, boy, that was a great biscuit on the Benedict. It's just kind of part of it, a delivery device. Here, they're the star of the show, and the country gravy is really good, but you know, you can't have a good biscuits and gravy unless you have a good biscuit and a good gravy. So even though that kind of takes over everything, and the gravy is really good. I'm not, you know, talking down to the gravy or anything, but getting a good gravy is easy, and you get that a lot of places. Getting a really good biscuit is a rarity and something to be appreciated. So this is spectacular. I enjoy this a lot. And even though it's very heavy, it is the best thing I've had so far. You know, if you're here down by the riverside in the south here, you know, at Disneyland, this is kind of, I think, what I would go for myself. If I was only ordering one thing, not an entire table's worth of food, this is probably what I would go for. Next up is the Mark Twain breakfast. This is just the traditional breakfast offering. It's scrambled eggs, applewood smoked bacon and sausage, O'Brien potatoes, and my favorite biscuit. So the eggs look, you know, kind of normal. Yeah, just normal eggs. Same potatoes O'Brien, but I am seeing in this one more bell peppers intermixed, whereas the others have been like a plate full of hash browns with a couple of little red pieces intermixed. This one's actually got a fair amount of the bell peppers, green and red bell peppers. So, see with the pepper. It's got a little more of that potato O'Brien character to it, but you know, it's still nothing, nothing spectacular. Let's try the sausage. I think, you know, the bacon is bacon, but let's try this sausage. This is a little variable from place to place. So that's fine. It's a little bland, you know. Sausage is just kind of like meat and herbs mixed together and then browned. This one is just meat. I think there's really no other character to it other than just meat flavored. It kind of, bland is the wrong word, but I guess just monotone. Like it's only the one flavor. There's no tang, there's no complexity to it, and that's what I want from a sausage, especially a big one like this. You know, this isn't like the links that you get at like a pancake breakfast at a high school. Like this is a real sausage. This is something that looks like it came off of, you know, Bilbo Baggins' table. I want something a little bit more from this than what it's giving me. So the looks can be deceiving, and I'm a little disappointed in that. But and then of course it comes with the biscuit, which plain without the gravy, Still fantastic. Just fantastic. All right. I believe I've seen all of the savories. Now it's time to move into almost dessert. We're not quite at dessert yet, but I'm about to eat cakes, pancakes, so it's kind of a dessert. This is the short stack. Whipped butter and warm berry compote served with applewood smoked bacon. So I see the berry compote. I don't see the whipped butter, but it does have maple syrup and powdered sugar. So let me jump in here. So let's try just the pancakes on its own. Now Disneyland is known for its Mickey waffles. And because of that, I don't think I've ever had a pancake at Disneyland in my life, because if I'm at a place that's going to serve, you know, something like that, of course I'm going for the waffle. So this is going to be a first for me. Oh, there's the butter. Butter's in between.
Finish that bite and then I'll give you just to eat all the grapes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pancake. I mean, a pancake is a pancake, you know. I don't think I'm really gonna rave about it, but like, this is good. It's nice and crispy on the edge, like a good griddle cake. Nice and crispy, good texture, still very fluffy. And it stands to reason, you know, with the batters being so similar, if you make a good waffle, chances are you make a good pancake too. So this is good. And if I can't make it over to Carnation Cafe for the waffle, this is a good second. Let's try this berry compote here.
Does he really? But to go find like before sunrise.
Okay, here's the weird thing. I really thought the berry compote was going to be the star on the plate, and it's the low point. It tastes kind of like a berry punch. Like it's so, it doesn't really, like some of the berry compotes, you know, over at DCA across the way, there's an ice cream sundae with a berry compote on top, and it had like real fresh berries in it, and it was really spectacular. And you can go find that in our DCA Halloween Foods video on our YouTube channel. This berry compote isn't quite as good. It's not wowing me. The pancakes do, which I wasn't expecting, and the berry compote doesn't, which I wasn't expecting. So, you know, one of each. But overall, this is still good. They're still really good pancakes. Alrighty, last stop. This is the vanilla and maple monkey bread with vanilla ice cream, lemon glaze, and berries. Now, I've kind of gone through the entire menu, so of course this has been sitting here for a half hour. So the ice cream has completely melted, but I think the flavors will still be there, so let's give it a shot. Okay, so the flavor is good, but the texture is a little more dense. It's also served almost like a griddle cake. I'm used to the monkey bread being served in like a trough that's very soft and kind of falls apart. I even had a monkey bread here last Halloween that was served in a trough like that, and it just kind of pulls apart and is very goopy and everything. This is more of a solid cake, which I'm not super against the cake idea. It's just a little more dry, I think, than I was expecting. Dry and more like solid as bread. Like it's very dense. But the flavors are good. I'm getting more cinnamon than maple, to be honest. But whatever it is, it all works well together. And I can see how, even though the ice cream is melted, the flavor of it definitely complements it and brings out the vanilla flavor of the monkey bread. So yeah, that's good. That'd be a nice way to end a meal. I mean, not that you need something this heavy and this dense necessarily after eating as much as I've eaten today. But you know, it's good flavors, and I think even if it's only a few bites, you know, it's nice to have something like that to end the meal with. So, all right, well, that's everything from us here at Disneyland. If you enjoyed the video, please let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.